Welcome race fans here to the Daytona International Speedway here as we are getting ready for Can-Am Duel number 1 to set the inside row for the 2016 Daytona 500. 49 drivers are entered, 43 will make the show. Yes, 43, as I've been able to find a way to get all 43 cars in the race. So that means 2 drivers in both the Can-Am Duel number 1 and Duel number 2. The top 2 Gorga homers will advance to the 500. In this race, we have 25 drivers sitting on pit road, and 19 of them are just running for a better starting spot in the Daytona 500. But the other 6, they are fighting for a spot in the 500. Ryan Scott, Michael Annett, J.J. Yaley, Dakota Armstrong, Travis Quapple, and Harrison Rhodes. Those are the 6 Gorga homers in Duel number 1, and only 2 will make it into the Daytona 500. Be 18 laps of racing. On the pole will be the number 20.
Start your engines.
On the pole will be the number 22 of Joey Logano, alongside the number 43 of Eric Almirola. As the pace car is leading the field onto the track to begin their one and only pace lap, let's take a look at the rest of your starting grid. On row number 2, we have the number 88 Nationwide Chevrolet of Dale Earnhardt Jr. from Hendrick Motorsports, alongside the number 12 SKF Ford of Ryan Blaney. Row 3, the 19 Eris Toyota of Carl Edwards, and the 77 5-hour Toyota of Clint Boyer. Row 4, the 15 of Brian Vickers in the Maxwell House Toyota, alongside the 48 Lowe's Chevrolet Sprint Unlimited winner Jimmy Johnson. Row 5, Austin Dillon in the number 3, and Matt Kenseth won the Duel race a couple of years ago. Row 6, Brian Scott must race his way in. He's had a fast car all weekend long. We'll see what he can do, alongside the 16 of Greg Biffle. Row 7, Casey Mears in the number 13, alongside the 31 of Ryan Newman. Row 8, we have the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and the number 9 of Elliott Sadler. Row number, I've already forgot what row we're on. Row 9, Trevor Bain in the number 6, Advocare Ford, and David Reagan in the 55. Row 10, Brent Moffitt and Michael Annett, who must race his way in. Row 11, Alex Bowman in the 23 of J.J. Yaley. Row 12, Ricky Dakota Armstrong and Travis Quapple. And running at the field will be the number 62 of Harrison Rhodes. So, the bottom 5, the bottom 4, Yaley, Armstrong, Quapple, and Rhodes, they would be bumped out of the 500 because Annett and Brian Scott, they are first and second of the Gorga homers. Coming down to the green flag, the pace car is in pit lane. Joey Logano and Eric Almirola, your front row. Can-Am Duel number 1 from Daytona is underway here for racing. Pretty even start out at the front of the field, the 43 and the 22 side by side, door to door. Looks like Almirola getting a pretty good push by the 12 Ryan Blaney. Out in front of the field is the 43 and the 22, and which makes it 3 wide on the 88 of Junior. And now he looks like he will take over the top spot as he's on the inside of the 22 of Joey Logano. And Vickers almost got turned by Austin Dillon off turn 2. Racing down the back straightaway, 3 wide for the lead. Almirola trying to keep tough on the outside lane. He's getting helped by the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Trying to side draft the 22 is the 43 of Almirola, and the 19 about to get turned by the 48. That could lose a little bit of momentum for the 19, but he comes high to pick up the middle lane to block the 22 Logano. The 19 leads lap number 1 at Daytona, Carl Edwards. Edwards now out in front. 48 now trying to get second away from his teammate Dale Jr., who's now in the middle getting help from the 77 of Clint Boyer. Edwards tries to get down to block the 48. Now he has to move high to block the 22 and the 88. The 19 has to block 3 lanes of traffic, which is not an easy task. And now Junior and Johnson both on the inside of Carl Edwards. He has the 22 of Joey Logano pushing him now. Your 500 pole center, so you know that 22 is fast. But now the 48 on the inside, racing his teammate Dale Jr. in that 88. Brian Vickers in that 15 looks like he might make it 4 wide. The top 18 has driven away. Right now, your top 2 who would advance, Brian Scott, who is stuck in the middle in that 29 car, and Dakota Armstrong in that 26. We have 6 go homers in duel number 1. We have 4 in duel number 2. And only 2 will make it in the 500 from duel number 2. And now up front, the 48 of Johnson on the inside of Dale Jr. Brian Vickers, Clint Boyer, Lisi 88. He moves to the middle lane. Austin Dillon behind the 15. And here comes the 15 of Vickers on the inside. Look at Brian Vickers on the inside getting help from the 3 of Austin Dillon, Ryan Newman, David Reagan, Trevor Bain, and Casey Mears all lined up on the inside lane. And we're already 4 laps into duel number 1 at Daytona. And Vickers about to go high a little bit, leaving a little bit of room for Austin Dillon to get down. And they nearly made contact, nearly wreck again. That allows the 2 Hendrick cars to get around. And the 3 of Dillon, Johnson and Jr. at the front of the field. And Dillon again trying to make it 4 wide. That 3 trying to wreck the 15. They make contact again. They come out trying to merge safely with the pack. And look at the guy in the middle. That is the 29 of Brian Scott. He must race his way in. And right now, he's in the danger zone. Right now, stuck in the middle, where he can easily get into trouble. Doesn't matter if you're on the inside, the middle, or out. You can easily get in a crash here at Daytona. And now his teammate moving out to the lead. That's Austin Dillon, help from his other teammate, Ryan Newman. But now Newman leaves the 3 on the out in the middle now, as Newman, David Reagan, and Trevor Bain on the inside lane. Brian Scott has a little bit of room to get on the inside. Casey Mears does not let him get there, and there they go. Scott tries to hang on, but we have a crash in the back. Kenseth, Mears, and Blaney. They race back to the line. Matt Kenseth, Mears. But here comes Yaley, tries to avoid the 20 and the 13. Armstrong almost runs into the 13 of Casey Mears. But Brian Scott involved, but looks like he did not get that much serious contact. So the 29 may be okay. Yeah, later at the line was the number 31 of Ryan Newman, David Reagan, and Trevor Bain, Austin Dillon, and Jimmy Johnson. Alright, it's going to start right here. You're going to see that 29 of Brian Scott. Look at the black car on the inside, on the middle lane. See, he sees an opening. He tries to get down in front of the 13 of Casey Mears, but he's already got his nose there. And before that, he looks like he got into the back of the 16 of Greg Biffle, and nowhere to go for the 20 of Matt Kenseth. Almirola nearly got turned around, but he saves it. Sadler gets through it. But Biffle, Blaney, a lot of damage on that number 12 of Ryan Blaney. That might be terminal for the 12 car. And that 12 is lucky he has owner points from the 2 of Brad Keselowski from 1 year ago. But this is a new team from Team Penske. They needed owner points. So because Brad is a past champion, he'll have the past champion provisional. And the 12 coming to pit road. We will see if he'll be able to continue. He certainly won't be competitive, but we'll see if they'll try to save his car for the 500 or try to see if they can finish it. Into his pit stall. It looks like they will try to work on the 12 car to get him back out there. Right now, Ryan Newman, David Reagan, and Trevor Bain in the top 3, and they have already taken the 12 behind the wall. So it appears that Ryan Blaney will start 41st in the Daytona 500. Because remember, this race right here determines the inside starting row for the Daytona 500. Duel number 2 will set the outside row. So let's say if Ryan Newman wins this race, he will start 3rd. David Reagan will start 5th. Bain 7th. Dillon 9th, and so on. But you do not count the 22 Logano because he is on the pole. And then when you go to duel number 2, Kurt Busch, who will be in duel number 2, you won't count him because that 41 will start 2nd automatically from qualifying on Sunday. So that's how it will work. We have right now laps remaining when we go back green. Ryan Newman has never won a dual race, I don't believe. David Reagan, 2 career wins. One of them came right here at Daytona in July of 2011. Trevor Bayne, the 2011 500 champion. Austin Dillon, 2014 500 pole sitter, and a 2-time 500 winner, Jimmy Johnson. Stenhouse has never won a race, and remember, this is a 9 points paying race, but still, all these guys would love to win. But Stenhouse, Boyer, Vickers, Earnhardt Jr., and Carl Edwards your top 10. We got 24 cars on track. Your top 2 of the Go homers are Brian Scott and J.J. Yaley. Coming down to the green flag. To get us back underway, we are past the halfway point in the race. We're back underway. 9 down, 9 to go. And you see the car with damage on the inside line. That is the 16 on Greg Biffle. Not sure how his car will be on this restart. Looks like it's okay for right now, but they'll probably get a little bit slower as the race goes on. Here's Harrison Rhodes moving by Michael Annett. Remember, the 23 is the guy who is in that transfer spot right now. Ryan Scott is fast. He's in that lead pack, so you cannot rely on the 29 to fall back unless he gets into trouble somewhere, which is very likely because look at the racing up front. Trevor Bayne, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trying to gang up on the 31 of Ryan Newman. It's RCR, Rouse Fenway, and Hendrick Motorsports at the front of the field with MWR, the top 8 with 4 different manufacturers, 4 different teams, my bad. And the 17 nearly takes out the 88, but there they go. Again, they're wrecking at the front of the field. Austin Dillon, Dale Jr., they keep on wrecking. The 88's upside down. And oh no, Yaley, Michael Annett, can they get through it? Michael Annett gets involved. Yaley's involved. All of our go homers are involved. Except Brian Scott in the 29. Michael Annett looks like his shot at the 500's done. Harrison Rhodes and Quapple. Looks like Armstrong may be the guy with the less damage. Yaley in the 23. Trevor Bayne. Whole lot of damage on the number 6. Bayne slow. Harrison Rhodes slow. Ryan Newman, Greg Biffle, Elliott Sadler, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Jr., Eric Almirola. Right now they are showing the number 26 in 11th place, Dakota Armstrong. Let's go back and see what happened. They're bringing out the yellow. Happens right here at the front of the field. Obviously, I don't know why they're racing so aggressively right now. Well, probably because we only have 8 to go. But Austin Dillon in the 3 looks like he is going to end up getting turned by Clint Boyer. Since Dillon in the junior, Bayne, Newman, David Reagan on the outside, Johnson. Look, he got through there. That 29 of Brian Scott, he got through, and then Biffle just runs right into that 3 of Austin Dillon. And then Junior upside down, Sadler involved, and then look at Moffitt and Yaley. Rhodes. I thought the 23 was going to be okay, but then Armstrong got involved. Yaley, here comes Quapple. Quapple's almost going to make it through, but runs into Armstrong. But Michael Annett, we're almost pretty certain that the 46 will not qualify, and it appears that almost all of our go homers are out of the race, meaning that the 2 drivers who will make the Daytona 500 is going to be Brian Scott and Dakota Armstrong. So it looks like Dakota Armstrong will make the Daytona 500 for BK Racing and join Matty Benedetto, who's already locked in. But it appears that the 23 Yaley, 39 of Quapple, The 62 of Harrison Rhodes and the 46 of Michael Annett will miss the race. Alright, so we are going back green. We got some things sorted out. And we have 12 drivers remaining on track. Of the 25 starters. Right now, the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the 22 of Joey Logano. Right now, the 7 of Alex Bowman, who's running 7th. He's off pace right now. Out the race are Brett Moffitt, Elliott Sadler, Greg Biffle, Ryan Newman, J.J. Yaley, Quapple, Harrison Rhodes, Bain, Annett, Johnson, Jr., Almirola, and Blaney. So Eric Almirola goes from being 3rd quickest in qualifying to starting 39th in the Daytona 500. That's what this race will do. Bowman goes to pit road. Looks like that 7 could start at least 23rd. Coming down, 3 to go. And Can-Am doing number 1. And Clint Boyd on the inside of his former teammate Brian Vickers in that 15, but the 77 has no help. The 19 stays behind the 15 until right when he dashes to the inside. Now Boyd has enough momentum to get on the inside of the 22 of Joey Logano. Boyd moving up on the inside with Edwards in that number 19. The Furniture Road Racing second car team, Clint Boyer, help from the 19 of Carl Edwards. How about that 29 of Brian Scott has qualified for a second Daytona 500. He missed it 1 year ago. He's in the show. Now he gets to go out and try to win this race. And now he's pushing 19 to the lead, Carl Edwards. And Alex Bowman's took his car behind the wall. But it appears that he will start 23rd in the 500 after missing it 1 year ago. And now Brian Scott, Joey Logano, Brian Vickers, David Reagan, Matt Kenseth trying to get back. Logano pushing Scott. Here comes Brian Vickers in that 15. Logano looks like he'll make it 3 wide. Brian Scott looks like he'll be in the middle. Edwards, can he get help from the 77 of Clint Boyer? And now can Stenhouse get on the inside? Yes, he does. The 17 still has a shot. 15 of Vickers. 77 of Boyer. Brian Scott in the middle. Who will it be? 1 lap to go from Daytona. And Can-Am doing number 1. And it's Logano out in front in that 22. Stenhouse, Vickers on the inside lane. Brian Scott hanging tough on the outside. Edwards and Boyer. They'll be 3 wide. Now Vickers will have help from that 17 of Stenhouse. Here they come on the inside. Can the 15 get there? The 22 hanging tough. Joey Logano out in front of the field as they enter turn number 3. He's already won the pole for the Daytona 500, making his way through turns 3 and 4. No competition from behind. It will be the 22 Joey Logano who will come off turn number 4, and he will win Can-Am Duel number 1 at Daytona. And Brian Scott, 2nd place. He will start 3rd in the Daytona 500 because Logano has already won the pole and secured that number 1 spot. So Brian Scott would start 3rd, Brian Vickers 5th, Carl Edwards 7th, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has qualified 9th for the Daytona 500. So the big crash that takes out half the field, allowing Brian Scott to qualify for a 2nd career Daytona 500, but even more, Dakota Armstrong. Dakota Armstrong will make his 1st career NASCAR Spring Up Series start in the Daytona 500 as he will start 19th in this number 26 Winfield Toyota. Now, 6 drivers will not make the show for this race. We already can tell you that Harrison Rhodes, Travis Quapple, Michael Annett, and J.J. Yaley qualify for the Daytona 500. Now, in duel number 2, it will be Michael McDowell, Michael Waldrop, Reed Sorensen, and Jeff Green. They will be 2 of those guys will make it. 2 of those will not make it. So we'll have to see right in duel number 2 after this race. are your results. Logano, Scott, Vickers, Edwards, and Stenhouse, your top 5. Oh, we're still 1, not doing 2, but okay. That is pretty much all. That big crash took out a lot of guys. Has put Ryan Blaney, Eric Almirola, Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson starting in the back for the Daytona 500. But Brian Scott, Brian Vickers, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., they'll be starting in the front for the Daytona 500. Clint Boyer, David Reagan, Matt Kenseth, Austin Dillon, your top 10. And we all know the story about Dakota Armstrong. So that's pretty much what Can-Am Duel number 1. After this will be Can-Am Duel number 2. They'll be on the lookout in the next day or two. So yeah, so Joey Logano wins. We'll see you for Duel number 2.